Hey everyone, welcome to the December Filecoin Community Meetup. We are going to get started here in just a couple of minutes as we let people roll in a little bit late. If you could just tell us where you're joining in from in the chat below. I would love to know where we've got everyone from today. I am here actually in South Carolina for the holidays at my parents' house. So yeah, I think we've got some people from all over the place today. I know we've got Jamie, who's in Texas, and Zach, who's in California, I believe. We've got some Vancouver, Austria. Oh, I've been to Vienna. It is absolutely beautiful, especially at this time of the year. Vancouver's nice too. I've been there as well. Moscow, gorgeous. I cannot say that I've been there, but I have heard amazing things as well, and that's on my list. Okay, we'll give it a couple more seconds and then get going. Okay, let's begin. Like I said, welcome to the December Filecoin Virtual Community Meetup. My name is Emily and I will be your host today. And before we begin, I'd like to remind you of the Filecoin Community Code of Conduct that is linked now in the chat. And I ask you all to please abide by these rules so that we can have a successful and productive meetup. As usual, we have an incredible lineup of presentations, and today we'll hear from the Wrapped Filecoin and Consensys Codefi teams. But before we begin, I'd like to highlight a few exciting developments since we last met in the November meetup. Last month, the Wabi Group launched the Filecoin Incubation Center with a $10 million fund dedicated to supporting the Filecoin ecosystem. If you're interested in learning more, please read the blog post that's linked in the chat and stay tuned for more details on the incubator to come in 2021. Additionally, ETH Global, in collaboration with Protocol Labs, has announced the Storage Market Summit, which will take place this Friday, December 11th. This will be a free event in which all attendees will have the opportunity to learn from the foremost engineers, researchers, clients, and providers leading the charge in the storage market revolution. If you're interested in attending the summit, you can register for free using the link in the chat. We also have a couple more announcements to share that our presenters will discuss here today. So let's get started. First up, we have Corbin Page. Corbin is the head of product for Consensys Codefi, which builds tokenization, trading, payment, and compliance products for the growing DeFi ecosystem. Prior to Consensys, Corbin built and launched financial applications for 2 top hedge funds and led large consulting projects for AIG Liberty. Corbin, you can take it away.
Great, thanks so much, Emily. All right, so hi everyone. I'm so excited to be speaking with you here today. I'm going to be sharing a couple applications that my group at Consensys Codefi have built to support the network launch of Filecoin. Give me one second, my slides are acting up. So a little bit of background about us. So high-level details about Consensys. We build products for the blockchain and Web3 space. We're focused mainly on Ethereum, but we seek to support developers, enterprises, consumers, anybody that wants to kind of get started with the Web3 ecosystem. You might have heard of some of our popular products. MetaMask is one of the highest used crypto wallets today. We also support the Quorum Enterprise Ethereum client. Infura kind of helps power the infrastructure that helps developers build dApps and other decentralized technology. We support Truffle as well, which is developer tools for the Ethereum ecosystem. And then my group is here in the center is Codefi, where we build a lot of the fintech applications that Consensys launches, including these that we partnered with Filecoin. Codefi, for its part, we have APIs in pretty much every portion of the financial services sector. So if you want to tokenize assets on Ethereum, we have our assets product for that. If you want to set up a swaps application, we have our markets product. If you want to do KYC and KYT on top of any type of blockchain or Web3 technology, we have a compliance product for that. What I'm going to be talking about here today actually falls under our Codefi networks or Codefi Activate kind of module. We basically believe that token-based networks and decentralized technology are going to usher in kind of the next wave of the internet. And we want to participate in the proliferation of as many of these networks as possible. So earlier this year, Consensys and Protocol Labs came together and kind of put our heads together and tried to figure out how can we support the upcoming Filecoin mainnet launch. What can we build? What is Consensys good at across all our different business units? What does the Filecoin ecosystem need? Put our heads together and we came up with several of the projects you see here today. I'm going to be focusing on the applications that Codefi has built for the Filecoin project. That's going to be Codefi storage, and then what we're calling the DeFi bridge. So, and I'll be going through both of these applications. Both of these applications are live and they're ready to be used today. So first off, there's Codefi storage, where we basically want to be the best destination for getting, for matching folks that want to host content on the Filecoin network and match them with the best storage miners for their needs. Finding the best storage miner is more than just price. You want to compare price, you want to compare the miner's reputation, you want to make sure that they're going to be hosting your content and are not going to have a lot of downtime. And so we built a nice marketplace web app as well as an API where you can find the right storage miner for your individual needs. For the DeFi bridge is also very, very exciting. So for the DeFi bridge, what we've actually done is we've taken the native Filecoin cryptocurrency. We've created a wrapped version of Filecoin on Ethereum using Ren protocol. So it's called WFIL. And then later on this year, we're actually going to get WFIL into a decentralized finance app, lending app, targeting Aave at this point. So you'll be able to lend and borrow WFIL and convert that back and forth to native Filecoin. I also want to give a shout out to the wrapped Filecoin team that's going to be presenting after me. We've collaborated on this idea of having tokenized file on Ethereum, and there are going to be lots of interesting ways that we'll be able to work together. So first, the storage application. So when you click into the storage application, what you see here is a big, big table of all the different miners that you can match with to actually host your content, right? That could be, a static website for your D app. That could be, archival data that you want to kind of save from a research project that you've done. We want to be that destination where you can find the right storage miner for your needs. So what we do in the background is we monitor the Filecoin network. We scrape information about all the different miners, including the prices that they're looking for to host that content for a certain period of time. We also look at how well they've done in the past, right? How many deals have they done in the past? How many faults have occurred for them? And we basically aggregate that up into a reputation score so you can get a good idea of who are the best players in the space, who's the best storage miner on the other side of this market that can fulfill your needs. You can also click into each miner and see all of these different details. So we have, total number of faults, deals, total power, reputation, and then the last published deals that kind of have occurred in the past. Also here on the right, if you are comfortable with running commands on a Lotus client, we actually give you the command to actually make a proposal directly to that miner. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible to get your content hosted on the Filecoin network. One thing that we get asked a lot about is how is this reputation score being calculated, right? Miners care about this because they want to be the ones selected to host your content. Users care about this so that they can make an informed decision on which storage miner they want to enter a deal with. And so what we've come up with is kind of just I would say a first iteration of what could go into the reputation score for a miner. We factor in things like price, number of deals, power, faults that have taken place, and we kind of aggregate that into that 0 through 100 score that I showed on that first page. Keep in mind that this was just a first take, and we've actually gotten a lot of great feedback from the community about this reputation score for miners, and we expect to iterate on this calculation going forward. In fact, there is the storage summit on Friday where I suspect this will be, a well-discussed topic, and we're really open to the community to help us figure out, what makes sense for reputation here. What is best for our users to match them with, to give them all the information they need to match with the storage miner. And so quickly, just moving away from my slides for a second. So the storage marketplace is already live. I will paste these links into the chat after the presentation, but if you go to storage.codefi.network, you can actually get started today. And if you're interested in API access to start pulling in this information, just go ahead and follow the customer support process here in the bottom right, and we'll get you set up with API credentials. So that's the storage application. The second one is going to be the DeFi bridge that I'm going to show you today. So again, this one actually launched a week or so ago. So this is actually live today. So you can go to bridge.codefi.network and start converting your Filecoin to REN Filecoin on Ethereum today. So the version of the DeFi bridge that I just showed is the first version that we've released. That allows you to go from native Filecoin to REN Filecoin on Ethereum. The broader vision and what we're actually doing for our next release is then getting that REN Filecoin into an Aave market. So if you're not familiar with it, decentralized finance is kind of a term that's kind of taken over the Ethereum blockchain these days. One of the most popular applications of DeFi is the ability to lend or borrow crypto with over-collateralized loans in protocols like Compound, Aave, Cream, and others. The way this works is if you have crypto in your wallet, you can basically make that available for other people to borrow, and then they pay that back over time, and you're earning interest as that's accrued. So when RenFil gets into an Aave market, you can have a robust lending and borrowing market for RenFil. This is solving a couple different pain points today. So number one, miners need to borrow more Filecoin if they're going to run more storage miners and be providing more kind of utility to the network. But sometimes they don't either want or they can't buy that Filecoin outright. This now creates a robust lending market so that they can borrow that Filecoin, run their storage miners, and then pay that back over time to the people that are lending it out. On the lending side, there are people that are holding their Filecoin for a long, long time, but may want to earn a return on that Filecoin without actually giving up custody for it, right? Putting it on some kind of centralized service. Now what they can do is basically convert it from Filecoin to REN Filecoin and then deposit it into Aave, and they're automatically earning some percentage of interest back on that every single, it's compounded continually, and it could be anywhere from 3%, 5%, 10% every single year. Really depends on what the market dictates. So what you're seeing here is a screenshot of the DeFi bridge once we get the Aave integration live. So you'll be able to see the overall market dynamics. You'll be able to start lending or start borrowing right through this web application. So this is a quick screenshot of the bridge. And so I'm actually just going to take us back out to the application because it's already working here today. So when we go to bridge.codefi.network, again, I'll put this link in the chat behind. The first thing I always recommend people do is read over the site and then watch our tutorial video. So the wallet ecosystem and the steps you need to go through to actually convert your Filecoin to REN Filecoin. There are a couple, it's a 4-step process over here on the left, but I strongly recommend folks watch the tutorial video before you get started so you're very knowledgeable of what's going on. You have the option of choosing between going from Filecoin to REN Filecoin or REN Filecoin back to Filecoin. Obviously, if you're going from REN Filecoin to Filecoin, you'll need a Ethereum-enabled wallet like MetaMask here in the top right corner. I'm just going to go through the first couple steps here so you're aware of it. So let's say that I want to convert to Filecoin. I go next. I then confirm. You can see that we're using REN protocol, which is another very popular crypto bridge that runs a lot of cross-blockchain tokenization technology. And we're using them. We're paying a fee to their blockchain project, and that's going to convert this Filecoin to REN Filecoin. We then go next, and you get a deposit address and what's called a transaction payload. You can then go to either a Lotus client or your favorite Filecoin wallet and send a transaction. I'm using Glyph here today, and send a transaction to that deposit address to actually kick off that conversion process. So if I were to send, excuse me, you can copy over the deposit address. Going to be to Filecoin, and then copy over this payload. You put that in the parameters field right here. Click next. See the total amount. Click next, and then send it. You can see the transaction is kicked off here on the Glyph wallet side. And then on the DeFi bridge side, what you have to do is if you wait here, the DeFi bridge will actually pick up that transaction. There it goes. And you start a number of confirmations that need to occur. This is on the REN protocol side before you then get that REN Filecoin on the Ethereum side. You get a nice countdown or count up here with the number of confirmed blocks. And then you will have one last MetaMask transaction until that REN Filecoin will appear in your wallet there. So we're super excited about this first release of the DeFi bridge. Like I said, keep an eye out for that Aave market that's going to be launching later on this month. If you have any questions about the DeFi bridge or about the storage app, feel free to ask them during the Q&A. You can also ping me individually on Twitter or any other social media site. So thanks so much for listening, and yeah, happy to do some Q&A.
Awesome. Thanks, Corbin. That was super interesting. I love learning about how all of those apps work on top of one another. As he said, if any of you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat, and then I will read them and Corbin can answer. But if you don't feel like asking them now, like Corbin said, you can find him on Twitter and also Filecoin Slack. He is a member there as well. So we'll give it just a couple of minutes to see, or a couple of seconds to see if anyone has any questions. Okay, we have one question. Will there be multiple versions of wrapped Filecoin on the main network? So I don't know if you can answer this, Corbin. This might be a wrapped Filecoin question.
I can probably take it. Yeah, so we're working with REN protocol on one version of it. The team after us also have a wrapped Filecoin version. And we've actually heard of a couple other projects that are working on something similar as well. If you look at other assets that have been tokenized on Ethereum, like Bitcoin, there actually do end up being a couple different representations of those assets on Ethereum. And usually you end up seeing price parity between all of them. And we think you'll see the same for Filecoin in the coming weeks and months.
Awesome. Okay, one more question. How do you detect failed deal reputation calculation?
Right. So I would almost have to kick this out to my dev team a little bit. We are basically scraping all information we possibly can from the Filecoin network, and even have some kind of relationships with miners where we're getting a little bit more. For failed deals specifically, I would look at whether we can scrape that or not, and whether that can actually feeds into the reputation calculation. So if you come to the Storage Summit on Friday, I will have a more accurate answer for you than I do today.
Okay, perfect. And if anyone else has any questions, you can ask Corbin. I'm sure he might have a couple of seconds to answer them here in the chat, or if not, you can find him on Twitter or Slack. So next and last but not least, we have the Wrapped Filecoin team. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys, but first I'll give a quick introduction. We have Nazzareno, who is the co-founder, CEO, and smart contract engineer at Wrapped Filecoin Labs. He is also a certified Ethereum blockchain engineer. And we also have Kristen, who is going to be helping with the Q&A at the end, and he is the co-founder, CTO, and blockchain engineer of Wrapped Filecoin. Okay, you can take it away, Nazzareno.
Thank you, Emily. We are very excited to be here. So hi, everyone. I'm Nazzareno, co-founder of WFIL Labs, an open source R&D and deployment laboratory. Our mission is bridging Filecoin to Ethereum to bootstrap the adoption and development of Filecoin within the Ethereum and DeFi ecosystems, unleashing the next generation of storage and financial application. We are a fully distributed company. I'm based in London, and Christian is currently based in Barcelona. We are building Wrapped Filecoin, the first Filecoin wrap token on Ethereum. The problem we are addressing is bridging Filecoin and Ethereum. The challenge here is to provide a service that is as decentralized as possible, maintaining the peg stability of the token one-to-one with Filecoin value, and allow Filecoin holders to access liquidity or exchange Filecoin on Ethereum via DeFi services. We propose WFIL, an ERC20 wrapper over Filecoin, backed by Filecoin deposit on a custodian, to be used by Filecoin holders, storage clients, or storage miners on Ethereum, lending platform like MakerDAO as collateral to get DAI, or Aave Compound to get liquidity that can be used to earn interest, or provided to liquidity pools like Uniswap, Corbin, and so on. The technology we are using includes an ERC20 token implemented using OpenZeppelin ERC20 library, controlled by a Filecoin contract that allow merchants to add mint burn requests that need to be confirmed by custodians, and to keep the token peg stable with Filecoin. Both contracts, WFIL Factory and WFIL, are managed by WFIL DAO Gnosis Safe multi-sig contract that will allow members. We are currently onboarding founding members like MakerDAO to approve upgrades of the factory contract, as well as add and remove merchant and custodians, providing trust and transparency for the community. We recently have migrated the backend to OpenZeppelin Defender for secure operation to interact with the contract, providing an extra layer of security that will allow merchants and custodians to easily interact with the factory contract via ad hoc APIs. And also allow the DAO for a decentralized secure operation when upgrading the Filecoin, the factory contract, or add, remove merchant custodian via Defender dashboard. Future developments could include a governor contract that will replace the WFIL DAO with a governance token that with incentives for the community to participate and vote for proposal. The onboarding DAO members will be done via Twitter, where they will tweet the transaction of the Gnosis Safe contract, setting the confirmation threshold accordingly, as well as for merchant and custodians when they are added to the factory by the WFIL DAO. The project was born during HackFS by ETH Global on an idea proposed by Juan, where we released the first prototype on Corbin on July 26. After that, the project was being selected for Apollo by Gitcoin, where it has been awarded for Best Protocol Bridge by Textile and joined Filecoin Space Race via Textile Powergate. And also we joined ATH Online as well, where we celebrated the Filecoin liftoff, the mainnet launch. Currently, WFIL Labs is one of the companies in the Filecoin Launchpad Accelerator, powered by Tachyon Consensys. We launched WFIL token last week, 3rd of December, as first Lego piece, and we are currently completing the audit with Quantstamp of the factory contract that will be launched soon, very soon on mainnets. Next step will include onboarding merchants and custodian, as well as launching our own merchant service. And we are also working with Textile team to bring Ethereum user the possibility to use WFIL to buy storage directly on Filecoin and use it to build apps on Ethereum. We are also defining the roadmap for next year that will include research and development and implementation of a non-custodial version by leveraging on Filecoin smart contracts. And in phase Z, we'll explore opportunities for storage and DeFi application on top of Filecoin to unleash the next generation of storage and financial application. The team is formed by me, co-founder, CEO, and smart contract engineer, and Christian da Silva, co-founder, CTO, and blockchain engineer. We met at Consensys Academy during the blockchain developer bootcamp and act together during AKFS ETH Global Hackathon, where the project was born. We share a common passion for DeFi, and we've been following emerging technologies in the space during recent years. And Filecoin was one of the projects that most excited us, and as it exploits the potential of IPFS, filling a gap in the space by adding a new layer of complexity. Thank you for watching. You can reach out on WFIL on Twitter or WFIL Network to stay updated for the news. And we also recently created a Gitcoin grant for round 8. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Like he said, if anyone has any questions, you can also put them in the chat and we'll do a Q&A just like Corbin did. And if not, you can also find both of these men on Slack as well. I'll just give it a couple more seconds to see if we've got any questions rolling in here. Okay. Well, thank you guys all for coming today, and that concludes the December Filecoin virtual meetup. Thank you, as always, to our incredible speakers for taking the time to share all of your expertise and the projects with us today, and especially for displaying what an amazing ecosystem that we are building together. If you'd like to stay up to date on the latest Filecoin news and events, please sign up for the Filecoin Slack, the Filecoin newsletter, and also subscribe to the Filecoin YouTube channel that will be linked in the chat. And thank you again for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you at the next virtual meetup. I just got one question really quickly though before we conclude. When is the next one? So we are looking to do a more regular cadence for these meetups, and we are hoping to have them on the second Tuesday of each month, if that works for everyone's schedule and the presenters and everything else. So we are hoping to have the next one in the second Tuesday of January. And have a happy holiday and a wonderful and healthy new year. And we will see you soon. Thank you, guys.